Here we go again. Mastodon are one of the biggest modern prog metal bands. I've listened to a few of their albums before, and have enjoyed from what little I've listened to. I really feel like they have their own unique flair in the prog scene, and now it's finally time for me to listen to their entire discography. So let's just start this video already. Remission. Yeah, this is a pretty good start. This album is definitely more death metal than prog. I really like the crunchy sound this album has. It reminds me of Entombed or Dismember. This is a mostly good debut album, although I did feel that the final track was pretty weak. Well, let's move on to the big boy, Leviathan. Now this album is where they solidify their greatness. This album takes whatever was good on the debut and makes it even better. Blood and Thunder is such an iconic song. Megalodon is such a good song, especially that awesome riff at 1 minute and 20 seconds. Naked Burn was also a highlight for me, and Hearts Alive being such a good song, it should have been the closing track. I didn't really care for Sea Beast, and I feel Joseph Merrick should have been an interlude that transitions into Hearts Alive instead of it being the closing track. But other than that, this is easily one of Mastodon's best albums, but it's not my favorite from them. I also own this on vinyl. Blood Mountain. Damn, this one is good. I'm not sure the is better than Leviathan, but it's at least close to being as good as it. There's something I picked up while listening to these albums, and I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I heard some recycled riffs or melodies, which I'm not saying is a bad thing at all. It's just something that I noticed. Like, I'll just be listening to one of the songs and then out of nowhere I just hear a familiar rhythm. Like, I swear on Remission on the track Old Nessie, I hear a riff that was used for Hearts Alive on Leviathan, and it happened again on this album. On the track Sleeping Giant, in the beginning of the song, I swear there's a hypnotic rhythm that was used for the track Ghost of Karelia, which is on the next album, Crack the Sky. This album is a masterpiece. Every single track on this album is so fucking good. Oblivion, Divinations, Ghost of Karelia, all masterful tracks. And my absolute favorite song from the band period, The Last Baron. I love how hypnotic this album sounds. And I love how The Last Baron takes a lot of the elements from the past tracks and just combines it into this wonderful journey of noise. It's 7 tracks and 50 minutes long, but it feels a lot shorter than that with how quickly it just passes by. I consider this as Mastodon's magnum opus, and I don't think they're gonna make another album that tops this. The Hunter. I think this album is decent. I know people are pretty split on this album, and yeah, this is definitely a step down compared to Crack the Sky, but I don't know if I can necessarily call this album bad. It has good tracks. I just think it's decent, just not one of the band's best. Once More Around the Sun. Fantastic album. This one goes for a more rock focus, and it sounds amazing. The Motherlode, High Road, and Ember City are all classic tracks. A lot of this album I would say is top tier material for this band. Even with the slight style change, I still consider this as one of my favorites. Emperor of Sand. Holy crap, I'm surprised I liked this as much as I did. Like, this album is really freaking good. Show Yourself, Precious Stones, Word to the Wise, Ancient Kingdom? I could see why this album is so popular. Back-to-back bangers, you'll love to see it. Well, let's finally finish this with the last album, Hushed and Grim. Man, this was really dull. They really watered down their sound with this album, and I can't lie, this was a little bit of a slog to get through. I liked a few tracks, but most of the album just sounds like droning filler. It's a shame we had to end this with a dud, but at least it's finally over. I gotta say, even though this ended on a sour note, I still enjoyed my time going through their catalog. Mastodon has a really good, hypnotic, unique sound that you're just not gonna get from other bands. Well, it's finally time to rank the albums from worst to best. Hushed and Grim, Remission, The Hunter, Blood Mountain, Emperor of Sand, Once More Around the Sun, Leviathan, Crack the Sky. Well, that's finally the end of the video. Next one will be about Static X, and now you can finally close this shit.